Okay, so if you've read Angry White Pajamas, you might remember in there about how he talks about all of the money envelopes that are all over the city, how people lay out money envelopes for gangsters and stuff as payoffs. And if you've visited Japan recently, or you've read about Japan recently, you'll know that Japan is still basically a cash-based society compared to the US and Europe. So I just wanted to show you they're still using the envelope system. Most places that you go, like if you start a hobby, like my Aikido, then you pay in an envelope. So here's some examples of the envelopes. This is an envelope that I got from one of my private students. So I was teaching private English lessons, and the student used to give me payments every week in this black envelope. And sometimes she would ask for the envelope to be returned empty so she could reuse it, but I don't think that's so common. I think a lot of times they just use new envelopes. So here's the envelopes that I have for Aikido. This is very typical if you start a hobby. So you can see at the top, right? This is my name, which I've written in katakana, and then we have this is the year. So now we're in Heisei 27. So that's the imperial year 27, which corresponds to 2015. And then you can see all the months. So the Japanese year it normally starts in April, but actually Heisei starts in January. Starts on January 8th. So the first month of Heisei 27 is January. And you can see in January I was renting, from the Aikido dojo, I was renting an apartment, so I was paying them rent. So every month I would put, you can see the amount in the column. I would pay 30,000 to the dojo, and then they would I would give them the envelope every month. They would take all the envelopes back to their office or home, take all the money out, and stamp the envelope with their honko, or stamp, and then they would give the envelope back to me, and I'd reuse it again the next month. So you can see I trained through March. Then there's a 6-month hiatus here for personal reasons, and tomorrow I'm planning to go back, and this time I'm paying for training, so 10,000 a month for training. And then so I'd use this through 11, right? That would be November, and 12 December, and then we'd start over again. Sometimes, so you can see I haven't actually filled this out the way it's normally filled out. Like here's the amount that you would pay if you paid the same amount every month. But anyway, so that's a very typical envelope system for paying money in Japan. Because there's so much stuff that's paid in cash. Even my job pays me in cash. I got an envelope full of 10,000 yen notes, so 10,000 yen is equivalent to $100, right? So I get a whole envelope full of $100 bills, basically, from my job every month, which I still think is a little bit strange. It has a kind of feeling that something is not quite right. Something's going on under the table, not quite above board. But actually that's very fitting for Japan, I think, and if you've lived here before, I think you'll agree with me. So that's the envelope system.